Welcome back to the Clubhouse, everyone. I am excited and happy to be here. I had an awesome fantasy football week. Awesome football week, to be honest with you guys. Why, you may be asking? Because I got like the trifecta, I guess you can call it. I had my favorite football team win, plus I had all my fantasy football teams win in all the leagues, all 4 years. Or I'm not 4 years, all 4 leagues, I should say. I had a clean sweep, basically, the whole way through. Did anybody else have as good of a football week than me? I mean, I'm still on cloud 9, as you guys can tell. So, but I'm just as happy that you guys are here joining us here to talk some fantasy football, because unlike some other teams, they really had a rough week. The injury bug continues to bite these players week in and week out, and we lost some more big names here in week 4. And now that we're going on to week 5, the bye weeks are starting up as well. So if you're not dealing with the injuries already, you're definitely going to be dealing with some of your guys not playing this week 5 upcoming week here because of the buys that are up here. So we'll definitely get into that. We'll get into the injured players, and then we'll also get into the guys that you should look out as replacements. Even if they're not that exciting or big in names, there's still somebody that you need to look out for just in case they do start to pop off. And by the time you realize who they are, it's going to be too little too late, and they'll probably get snatched up already. So we want to talk about these guys and be, the ones getting on them early, jumping on them. So please let us know if you're one of the guys that maybe lost some of these big name guys that we're going to go through. Let us know. Also, start sit. Let us know. We'll help you out in the chat as well. So before I get too much more into it, though, we have to hit the intro. Clubhouse network. Crash out, this a crash course, no lecture. Lay hack, keep a signal caller under pressure. Check the stats, finna up the score for the record. Chicago Clubhouse network. Crash out, this a crash course, no lecture. Lay hack, keep a signal caller under pressure. Check the stats, finna up the score for the record. Introducing first, he the crooked commish, making sure it's understood that he him. Next up, he the mouth from the bay, dynamic duo, hit you with an ounce of that game that make you bow face and salute the truth. Curve all the blinds, they blind the whoop-de-whoop. On the path to the bag, got that money and the power. They gon' ball every fantasy football hour. Got them sour, these hacks can't hack it. Meanwhile, they on point like a cactus. Want smoke and get smoked like some cat piss. If you can't be good, then maybe good at it. Ay, Chicago Clubhouse network. Crash out, this a crash course, no lecture. Lay hack, keep a signal caller under pressure. Check the stats, finna up the score for the record. Chicago Clubhouse network. Crash out, this a crash course, no lecture. Lay hack, keep a signal caller under pressure. Check the stats, finna up the score for the record. That was me all Sunday long. Touchdown, between my players, my team, not my team so much, but between my fantasy players for sure, just touchdown. So hopefully you guys, like I said, had just as good as we. So, but if not, let's go ahead and get into the injury list. Take a look at who the bigger names or the biggest names there that got hit with the injury bug and see how long they're going to be out for. So hopefully these are none of your guys, but if they are, we'll talk about it. So first up, Malik Neighbors, one of the bigger names out there. Likely a season-ending injury, unfortunately. Looks like an ACL tear is what they're expecting to find out there. He had to be carted off to the locker room. So one of the guys that should get a bigger volume in targets is Wan'Dale Robinson. I know he's more than likely not going to be on the free agent list since since he was kind of starting to blow up there already, or had some decent games already going. But it is a shame about Neighbors, since Jackson Dart just got the starting QB job, so everybody was eager and excited to see the chemistry that was going to happen, the magic that those two were going to make. So, but it looks like next year we're going to have to wait for that one. Next, Lamar Jackson, unfortunately, has a hamstring issue. He is expected to be back around week 8. So until then, you guys are going to have to look elsewhere, hit the free agent wire. Hopefully there's some decent QBs still out there, depending on how big your league is. Another guy that had to get carted off the field was Tyreek Hill. If you guys saw the video, it was a pretty gruesome injury. Dislocated knee, season ending. Hopefully it's not career ending. Only reason why I say that is him being 31 years of age. He's already had injury issues, not necessarily with his knee, or that same knee, I should say. But the cheetah's not going to be able to move the same way, having surgery done on one of his legs there. So who knows if he's going to be able to come back as the same player that we all know him to be. So next, Braylon Allen. It has a knee injury as well. He is expected to be back week 10. So Breece Hall is definitely going to get the majority, if not all, the volume now. So Bucky Irving as well hurt his foot. Week 8 is his projection on when he is going to return. And then Ricky Pearsall as well, week 7. He is dealing with a knee injury. So he will be out a few weeks. And Juwan Jennings, you're probably going to come down to a game time decision. He was out last week. He's dealing with the rib injury. So a lot of that's going to be a pain threshold on how bad it is. So he may be ready for week 5, but if not, like I said, you guys are going to have to check your phone right at kickoff to see if he's going to be active or inactive. Darnell Mooney is also dealing with a hamstring injury. Week 7 is his expected return. And then also Cedric Tillman, hamstring issues. And week 10 is how long they expect him to be out for as well. So those are all the key injuries there. So hopefully those were none of your guys. But if they are, let me get up the comments real quick. Jay Grizz, thanks for joining. Yeah, no condensing left at all. So, and then another one, it says, man, I hate to drop Pearsall in the Clubhouse League. Yeah, I know. It always sucks to let go of guys, not because you necessarily want to, because they're not performing, but they're a little dinged up. You have faith that they'll be able to produce once they come back. But sometimes you can't afford to wait for these guys to come back. You need to win this week. You can't afford to, just go with a guy that's only scoring, 3 points a game. So, but anyways, guys, let me go ahead and get the rest of my crew in here. Bear with us with these technical issues. Hopefully they don't last too long. So let me get my co-host in here. He is the loudest mouth in fantasy football. No matter what room he is in, you will hear him. And that's why you'll hear him from bay to bay, no matter where you are in fantasy. My boy, the mouth from the bay. How are you doing?
What's going on, Commish? Going on, man. Yeah, I didn't have as good a weekend as you did, but I didn't do too bad. The games that I did when I did, I did blow out my opponent.
I know. I see
the games I lost, I did not.
I noticed in the Clubhouse League, you're still looking for your first win. So it's always never. It's not as fun. Fantasy football is not as fun as when you're dealing with stuff like that.
I'm doing it. Shaking it up. doing what
Let's go
everything
ahead and
can,
get our guest in
trying to
here
play
as well.
matchups, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I hate it when that happens, dude. I hate it when that happens. But let's get our guest in here. He's a returning guest. You've seen him before. He's from the Tilt is Real podcast. You can find him every Sunday, him and his gang of friends there, Juan and Mr. Swanson. They help you with your start sit questions. There's always a guy there in the flex that not you should play him or not. And he's one of the best guys and the best channels there to check out there. The Tilt is Real podcast. Chef James, welcome back to the Clubhouse. How you doing?
Doing well. Thank you, Crooked. What's going on? Mouth from the Bay. What's good?
What's going on, man?
Everything's good. Everything's good. Welcome. I'm happy to be back. I had a decent week 4. I'm not gonna say I ran the table, but yeah, I did pretty well. I think I did went from like 10 out of 15, so it's pretty good.
Jesus.
You never have a clean sweep. Never. Like
Yeah, 10 out of 15 ain't bad at all.
Yeah, you got like 15. We got 15 of them.
I mean, most of it's dynasty. Don't get me wrong. So, like, it's not like I'm checking a bunch of waivers every week, but like the first 4 weeks of the season are like crucial for your waivers. You know, I see people like they're always hesitant to spend fab. They're always hesitant to spend their waiver claim, and it just bites them in the ass. Really, you know, you should never be shy to go out there and you see an opportunity where a guy's going to potentially, you know, run with it for the rest of the season. Like, go for it. Like Cam Scatterboot for a great example. You know, I had drafted him. You probably got him in the 10th round of your redraft leagues, and you know, it was just a wait and see situation, but it turned into something real nice. I think even when Tyrone Tracy comes back, Tyrone Tracy is going to have a lesser role in that offense.
Yeah, I did the same thing with Jipkins. I got my friend up because I picked him up and he still wasn't signed yet. There was talks about him going back to college and things like that, but I didn't care. I still picked him up thinking the same thing that eventually he's gonna get into camp and he's gonna take over that number 1 role. I didn't really think it'd be in the first few weeks as it was, but I'm definitely happy now that I did pull that trigger.
For sure. Like, yeah, like I said, you can't be afraid for it. But what do we got? What do we got on the docket? What are we talking about tonight?
No, we lost Commish.
We lost the Commish. All right. Well, oh, there he goes. He's starting to come back in. I think he's having some technical difficulties, but you know, we can filibuster as long as we
want. Yeah, sorry guys.
Oh, good. Pay no mind. Should have sent me the show sheet in the chat. What is rolling with me in the mouth, coast to coast, baby? Let's go.
Let's go.
One of the things I definitely wanted to get into is I showed Malik Neighbors as well going down. So,
all right.
A lot of those, Malik especially, is going to be a team killer for sure. Hopefully it doesn't ruin fantasy football's teams too much. But
I
that and
heard
definitely
you at the
who are
beginning of the
new
show.
guys to get for sure.
I kind of heard him at the beginning of the show saying like Malik Neighbors is a big one. I mean, your main waiver target would probably have been Darius Slayton.
Yeah, I looked for him, but I already had 6 guys. I already had 6 wide receivers, so I couldn't put up with 7.
I mean, who did you have to drop? And that's like the biggest thing about waivers as well.
Like, like I had like Matthew Golden, Robert Jones, they were both. And then I already had that other tight end wide receiver. I can't say his name, Enyumnar or whatever. So like it's kind of like, you know,
I am Manor. I got you.
That's like, so it's kind of hit and miss of whether I want to drop one of those guys to kind of get a week or two of what maybe Jackson Dart might be. Because I think the 2 Darius Slayton is going to start getting a big lion's share of the pick, even over Wandale Robinson. But Yeah, for me, like I wanted to pull that trigger, but I just don't have the roster spot to start shaking it up too much just for a possible wide receiver that
Right,
might
right.
end up
You
sitting
shouldn't.
down.
Yeah, no. And like it's not always the best move. And like you say, why would you go a tier down if you have the guys on your roster for 1 week of a bye week? Maybe perhaps you're filling in. How many roster spots are you holding?
Oh, for the wide
Like
receivers,
you got to
or
play 3 wide receivers every week.
in this league, it's only two.
Oh,
It's
all
only two
right.
in a flex.
And two and a flex. All right. So I mean, you have opportunity there, and I'm sure you have some running backs that you could flex out. I don't know. And Crooked's saying in the chat, he's like, with the Giants, what do you think of Jalen Hyatt? What I think of Jalen Hyatt is he's got a lot of potential, but he has not earned his way onto the field this season. All right. We saw it in preseason where he did catch a touchdown from Jackson Dart. And it was great. It was beautiful. But then again, Darius Slayton caught the one ahead of him. And then we see
Yeah.
in the regular season now, 4 weeks in, Darius Slayton is playing that subsidiary role in the wide receiver court behind Wan'Dale Robinson, behind Malik Neighbors. And now that Malik Neighbors is out, we're going to see a lot more of Darius Slayton. They re-signed him. Doesn't matter about draft capital or where they got him from. And in fact, he was a 5th-round pick. But the fact that they extended his contract, gave him a 3-year deal, they like him. They like what he does. He is kind of like the Alan Lazard of this offense, where he could just kind of sneak in and take a touchdown away from here or there. The guy that you may want to consider, and he's probably available, depending on your scoring, maybe get in on Theo Johnson. He's probably widely
I was just
available. Maybe
just thinking that.
25% rostership across all leagues. Like, just go in and steal the show, because he may be the new QB's best friend when it comes down to Malik Neighbors being out.
Yes, that's a good name to bring up right there because I was thinking the same thing. Darius Slayton is a lot like Old Faithful. He's been in, he's been there for what the last 4 or 5 years or so.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's going to kind of go in and just kind of get his sharing of what happens. But Theo Johnson, I think, is some, especially around the red zone. That you always want that guy, even if he has 4 or 5 catches for 60 yards, but by a touchdown for your tight end, it's absolutely golden for you.
Yeah, I mean, especially if it's tight end premium, he might still be even out there in those leagues. And Crooked's saying, like, how much do you think this affects Dart's stock? I don't really think it does, because we saw what can happen without him on the field. Like, Neighbors, he really didn't do much in this game, to be quite honest, before he went out. I believe it was like a second quarter injury or a third quarter injury. Not sure exactly when it happened. All I know is I was really upset. And but it's like, we just gotta move on. It's okay. I don't think it affects Dart's stock. I think if anything, yeah, it could be a small buy low, but after him taking over the starting role, like, his stock is just skyrocketed. You're not going to be able to get him. I mean, that's like another thing with like Dylan Gabriel. Like, all of a sudden we see people reaching out there, dropping Flacco, picking up Dylan Gabriel in 2 quarterback leagues. Like, that's something that you'll see too.
True. I'm more curious on how they unleash Jackson Dart because a lot of his big play potential came from his legs, not so much throwing the ball down the field or the kind of volume passing. So I think going forward, I mean, we've seen what he did against a Chargers defense, which seemed like with the top 5 defense in the first month of the league for the season. I mean, but I want to see what he does going forward the next few weeks. I mean, they still got some tough, teams coming up on the schedule, and how much if he's throwing 40 times a game, I'm not sure that that's a great thing for Jackson Dart to last too long. Because he starts to like to run around, and you already seen he doesn't like to get down either. He wants to take on DBs and linebackers and
Yeah.
throwing haymakers and stiff arms, which I love, but you can't be doing with your right arm.
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
like,
you're right in that sense. If you do get the opportunity, like, especially in a dynasty league, and this may be your last chance until like the middle of the season, end of the season, you might be able to get a buy low opportunity when the schedule is really, really bad. But But this week before the Saints game, like you can go out there and pick up Jackson Dart and kind of play him as a mid-range QB2. I have him ranked this week, I believe, QB 15, which right in the middle of the pack, and you can't go wrong with that. But after this week with the Saints, it's a sell high opportunity in that sense, where I believe that they are going to do well. They are going to beat the Saints. They'll probably roll the Saints, if I'm not mistaken, and his stock will go up.
Yeah, that's gonna be an interesting game, just because the Saints, the defense, the offense is still trying to catch up, but the defense isn't completely horrible. I mean, they've kind of stayed in games a lot closer to games that you would think. That Buffalo game was a surprise, and even with the Niners and the Cardinals, they stayed pretty close most of the game with that defense. It's their offense that can't keep it. So I mean, that's a little showing. That'd be interesting how Jackson Dart does with that. Kind of like a new look offense without Neighbors.
That makes sense. I like it. And Commish said, who's been one of your fantasy football surprises? And he says Rome, it definitely was his. He's been playing lights out. We've seen it. And he definitely didn't think that he would be a top 5 fantasy wide receiver this far. Nor did I. How about you, Mal?
I picked him up because I kind of seen the possibility without Keenan Allen, being there in the morning, kind of just blocking him. Last year he was the third, sometimes the fourth order in getting kind of targets. So without Allen, it's kind of funny because now you see Dad McConkey kind of have the same problem that Rome had last year. He's taking a big share over the middle, and just kind of getting a lot of targets that might have went their way, especially this year. Now without Allen there, Rome is just eating. You could tell whatever they're doing with DJ and kind of make like a Debo-ish, keep him around the offensive line and do things with him, have him run the ball. Every little thing that they're doing with him is just kind of taking the ball and pushing it towards Rome. Because we've had this discussion last week that he went from the third or fourth option to the first read option for Williams pretty quick. You can see that they have a really good rapport so far. Whatever they ended up last year, they just took over again and continue to start this year. And then no Luther Burden coming around. I don't know what's going to happen with DJ, but he's kind of killing me in my fantasy too.
Yeah, my biggest surprise so far, and I should have seen it coming because we saw it 2 years in a row with the tight ends, with Laporta, then Bowers. The one I didn't think was going to happen was Tyler Warren. Tyler Warren has been going off the chain. I can't believe.
Yeah,
in
most
leagues, he's the tight end 3 right now.
Yeah.
And obviously that will change week to week, but he's doing a really good job. No one expected how well Daniel Jones is playing in Indianapolis. We had
even got a new nickname. Now he's Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones, no more Danny Dimes. He still drops some kind of dimes in there, but no, he's playing his he's playing a good game out there. I can't.
It's funny you say that because I had that chance to get Loveland or get Warren, and I just felt in that offense with the weapons that they had on the outside that he was dominant in the middle, and I've been happy with the results of. He even got a shovel pass for a running touchdown around the goal line. That I'm sure Jonathan Taylor fans didn't like that, but
no, I did not.
I sure did.
I did not. It hurt my day, and then it hurt my day when they called that penalty, and it negated a 50-yard touchdown. That
was a big one.
It was a beautiful touchdown too.
It really was.
So who else? I want to get into the conversation because it hurts me to see that Bucky Irving is kind of not going to play this week. What are you doing? Are you putting all your chips in on Rashad White? Do you have any stock in Sean Tucker?
I mean, last year they kind of showed they had a three-head monster. When one of them went down, another one just kind of took its place right away. So Rashad White is someone that around the goal line I think he's gonna get a majority of the touches and kind of take over the touchdown around that time. But Tucker is someone that showed he could take over a game like he did last year. So I mean, for me, I definitely would start Rashad White. But I mean, if I have a Tucker as a handcuff right now, I definitely would stick him in there for a flex. Just I mean, like Commish said, right now you got injuries, you got people on bye weeks right now, so that's someone right now. I could definitely see kind of like even share in the backfield.
Yeah, I mean, I know that we all know that Rashad White can't handle a full workload. We saw him
Exactly.
better once Bucky Irving even got some kind of majority snap share. And now we have him with no one else behind him except for, in my belief, Sean Tucker coming out of Syracuse a couple years ago, fourth round draft pick, which should have been a fourth round draft pick, fell through the draft. He had heart complications. So he's not on everybody's radar. And like I even looked, I bid on him, fab bid, just low $2-3 on every league, and I won every bid. I won every single bid. So, and then Rashad White showed up a little questionable today, I believe, on the injury report. So I'm a little nervous for Rashad White. I don't have full confidence in him, but he is going to get the start. He is the guy that you could put into your flex, I want to say, in a sticky
Yes.
situation, in a bye week situation. Crooked wants to know, you think Waddle targets will go up or Malik Washington takes a decent chunk? I think the first Waddle's targets may go up, maybe one or two. He's already getting about 10 targets per game. On the other side, I think Waller soaks up whatever's left over
Yes.
from Tyree.
That showed some real potential. I mean, honestly, it just depends if Waller stays healthy. I mean, I think
Right. He's already
because of
questionable after
concussions.
1 week. After
Yes,
one
I mean, I
week.
think so those concussions or whatever else he's dealt with. He's never been a guy that to last a whole season. So I mean, he's definitely going to get some quick appeal for the next few weeks. But
I think
once he starts
maybe
getting
more
more targets,
targets
we'll see how
for
that happens.
H-Chan in the backfield. You know, he
I
got
would
five
love Ancient.
targets this week, caught 5 balls. I think he goes maybe he gets 8 to 9 targets and still and like they work Ollie Gordon in on the run game a little bit more like they did this past week against the Jets. I don't hate that idea. I don't know how much
No,
they're going to be able to do. I believe they pay Buffalo this week, which is going to be a tough one. I'm not sure if I'm right on that. Give me a second. Nope, that's the Patriots. Who does Miami play? My bad. The Panthers. Yeah, they might be able to do that. Bump some Ollie Gordon down the middle.
Gordon.
Yeah.
I like that plan, like, especially if you have already Ollie Gordon's a handcuff, trying to get both of them into the game. I mean, a few years ago they had Mostert as the legal and A Chain is that switch it up back. So if you can give A Chain those bubble screens and just little outside patterns, kind of shrink them outside and still keep them involved in the game plan. You love that as a fantasy because especially with PPR. And if you got Ollie Gordon, then that's a possibility to get him 10 to 12 touches on the ground and maybe sneak a touchdown.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't hate it. I actually prefer Ollie Gordon over the aforementioned Sean Tucker right now. If he's available in your leagues, you can go out and get him. His use was pretty impressive. Same as Blake Corum. Um, who else? And Charbonnet. You know, Zach Charbonnet, he's probably not as openly available, but in the same game as Rashad White, we're going to see Zach Charbonnet. We're going to see Ken Walker. I mean, I had to play them both last week. I wasn't, disappointed. I do have one and another, and I had to play the one starting running back and the one in my flex, but it worked out. Both scored around 12 points. I'm okay with that. And then the other usage guy that I like that we saw Monday night was RJ Harvey, which, you know,
That was nice.
his draft stock was inflated in the draft. Come 4 weeks now, he finally gets on the field, gets about 30 to 40% snap share, and looked great in the passing game. So I'm excited for that too.
Yeah, because I was one of those, because Dynasty, I was all over a bunch of rookies, and in these redrafts that I had, and I got so much flack and so much shit for picking up all these rookies, and I was like, just wait, because this is not like how it used to be, where a rookie sits and you kind of just wait for their chance. These guys come in ready to go, especially wide receiver. But just running backs, how about it could be just a tweak hammy, an ankle. Someone's out for 3 or 4 weeks. That lead back, and all of a sudden the handcuff comes in. Like everybody's waiting for BJ Robinson to go down. So hopefully you have Algieri, or like you had Najee Harris, and you had Amari Hampton. So now so Harris goes down now. Hampton has that chance.
I mean,
J.K.
it'd be great
Dobbins
for Omari.
has
Yeah,
always had
J.K.
history being
Dobbins.
injury prone.
J.K. Dobbins. I've been loving me some J.K. Dobbins. I've had him on a dynasty league since he was drafted about 5 years ago, and I spent a first round pick on him, and he let me down. Got hurt some more, and then last year I saw the light when he was on the Chargers, and I'm like, oh, he's back. He's finally back. And then this year he looks even better. 2 years away from the bad ACL tear that he had. And he just looks great. Got 100 yards on the ground last week. First 100-yard rusher for the Broncos. I don't know, since what, like 2013 or something like that. Yeah, obviously, it was in the first Peyton era. Yeah, that's. I mean, he's been there for what, 3 years now, 4 years. So that's saying something right there. Javonte couldn't do it.
Yeah, and he looks great in Dallas. Was crazy.
Yeah, which
I wouldn't expect that.
His time is limited there too. Like that offense is very suspect with CeeDee Lamb out right now. Crooked wants to know: do you think the Cheetah can come back from this injury and still be relevant in the fantasy world? No, I don't.
I mean, he already wasn't relevant anymore. I mean, right. I don't know if that's so much the quarterback and the team, but I mean, even a couple steps less, he'll still probably be faster than most people in the league. But I just think that he needs to find it. His time in Miami, I might be over.
Yeah, it's over, man. It is definitely over. He's not going to be healthy until maybe the start of training camp. And when I say healthy, that means like be on the field and go to rehab, not full-blown, full speed, pads
football
on.
Ready,
yeah, he's not going to be football ready. And even in next season, he's not going to be football ready because it takes a real 1 season delay after any major injury to really play up to your full potential. At that point, he will be 33 years old. No, I don't think so. I mean, I respect all of them. They're all great, big physical specimens, but it's the same thing. Cooper Kupp came back, wasn't the same. Who else is old out there? What's his name? Oh my God, Adam Thielen. So often, but they are not the players that they used to be. And I agree. Like, it's just like OBJ. Yeah, where did he go? I think he's still. Don't say Diggs, because Diggs got 100 yards last week. This past week, sneakily he had like 6 or 7 receptions for like 108, and I am glad I held on to him in my league of record because I needed that love. I should have played him. Damn. See?
Yeah, definitely. You never know. Sometimes those guys that you take a flyer on and you get lucky and they're in your lineup, and sometimes you're second guess and outthink yourself and take them on at the last second. And, they blow up on your bench.
I got the biggest surprise. You want to know the biggest surprise of the 2025 season so far? Kenneth Gainwell.
That one sucked.
Oh my God. Gainwell. Who started him? This guy. Yeah. As soon as I heard the news of Jaylen Warren being out, Kenneth Gainwell looks like he's reborn in Pittsburgh, playing for Tom Coughlin. Can't remember names.
Mike Tomlin.
Tim. Yeah. Anyway, like he looked lights out. He's a receiver. He's a full blown all three down back. So I'm in there for him.
Yeah, well, I got a question for you. When did you find out that the Warren wasn't playing? Because everything I looked at before I went to bed, because I knew it was a stupid 6:30 in the morning game. I was up to like 1:30, 2 o'clock, just checking everything I could to see. I knew it was questionable, and my ass, I knew I should have just took him out and just put someone else in there. I had others to switch him up, but he had been switching a run, and I was like, I went with it, and then when I woke up like 6:45 in the morning, turned the game on, and it was Gainwell scoring a touchdown, and I was like, "What in the fuck just happened?"
Yeah, so when I went to bed Saturday night, I'm like, "Oh, this is gonna be an early game," and I don't mind it because it starts for 9:30 here, 9:30 in the morning here, which isn't bad. I can deal with that. Anything earlier than that, I don't know if I would enjoy it. But the report came out Saturday night that Jaylen Warren was questionable. And I'm like, he really hasn't practiced. He had 3 limited sessions of practice that week. I'm like, you know what? He may not play. I was like, I'm just going to go and pick up Kenny Gainwell everywhere I can and see what happens. And Kenny Gainwell has been good at the beginning of the season, regardless if Warren was there or not. But I'm like, I think he could do it. And the matchup was good against Minnesota, and he just ran with it, man. They made the announcement probably about an hour before kickoff. So what's that?
Yeah, I was
5:30 your time.
Yeah, I was asleep. So like,
Snooze,
definitely it was a kick in the nuts on that one. Because it's honestly something I always harp is to make sure that your lineup is set. Don't leave no one in there with a 0. Check your the injury report, your questionable guys, doubtful guys, and it was just overseas game.
Yeah, yeah, and get used to it because there's going to be a lot more. Like it's not slowing, it's not going the other way. They're just adding on. Like last year, we have Germany, and what, 2 more in London or 1 more in London? I can't remember. But either way, man. And Crooked says, how much do you think the Lamar Jackson injury is going to affect Derrick Henry? It's definitely going to affect the game style, the game plan. I think you could see a little bit more run heavy approach from the Baltimore Ravens. They're going to have to stack it a little bit. Otherwise, Cooper Rush is going to be rushed to the hospital. What do you think?
I mean, for me, I think it's probably the best thing that could have happened for Derrick Henry right now, because it seems like between him and Saquon, they're both taking a step back from the ridiculous years they had last year, and this year with Derrick Henry, it seems like the offense is still going through Lamar Jackson, and he hasn't really gotten into any kind of rhythm, or especially in games where the score gets out of hand, he's kind of getting scripted out because he's not a big guy that comes out of the backfield to catch passes. So I think this kind of actually helps things for Derrick Henry going forward, and definitely helps Cooper Rush if they can get some kind of play action pass and go over the middle. Isaiah Likely's back, so that's a big target for him. And if that opens up a little bit for Derrick Henry to kind of come back and start just rip off one of those 56-yarders that we see him do last year, I think that honestly really does help Derrick Henry more than anything else. Because I think in the last 2-3 games, the Ravens defense has been, just decimated by injuries. So they're in the shootouts, and that just kind of goes game scripting to cover when Lamar Jackson running around and keeping the ball and kind of doing hero ball, which I love because I had him scoring about 40, 50 points in my dynasties, but now he's hurt.
Yeah, like Lamar going down, I think hurts the whole team as a whole. I think he was the glue that kept that team together.
Oh, absolutely.
Let's see. I mean, Derrick Henry has a modest matchup against Houston this week. I don't hate it. It's not like you're not playing him. I just don't know if I trust anybody else yet in that offense. I really want to see it before I believe it. Same thing that happened in Cincinnati. Like everybody, with their stars, they're big NFL stars, Hall of Fame, first year ballot. Like, yeah, but if they don't have their quarterback to get them the ball, like it's
Jake
not the
Browning
same.
has
Like,
been
how do we
bad.
build a franchise quarterback, right? A franchise. We start with the franchise quarterback or have pieces for him when we get them. But the clock doesn't work, man, if you don't wind it up with the quarterback.
Yeah, really like that offense seriously tainted after Rose went down. And I know they kind of had some optimism because Browning came in a few years ago and played well and still got the ball and distributed it out to Chase and Higgins and that offense didn't take too much of a step back, but this year has not been the same.
The offensive line is terrible in Cincinnati, and that's the big problem. That's why you're seeing it. And Crooked goes, he can't sell can't sell Jamar Chase. Like, I don't blame you, dude.
No.
I'm not going to look to buy him. I don't see an upside to his play right now.
Yeah.
The only upside is that he's not on any of my teams. Like, I didn't spend the first round draft capital on him. I play in mostly super flex redraft leagues, so I didn't have to worry about that. But he also wanted to know, like, Quentin Johnston, has he made us a believer? Are you trading for him if you need a wide receiver replacement for Neighbors? It's not bad.
What you said earlier about that waiver wire pickup, I had one. I think it was number 1 or 2, and I put that in right away because I seen that first game that he had, and I just wanted to see if you'd rather be on my bench than someone else's starting lineup. So I mean, I've been putting him in every week, and he's been fired because, like I said, I picked up Matt McConkey in a different league, and he hasn't produced because of the Keenan Allen factor, but it hasn't brought Quentin Johnston at all. He's still going over the top and getting a touchdown and about 6 or 7 catches for about 80, 90 yards, almost 100 yards every game. So he's been sliding about 20 plus points a week right now. So definitely a believer on him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate it. Like we saw him have a really good game week 1, week 2. And I mean, the guy's got 4 touchdowns in 4 games played. I don't hate it. Like, they were playing, I guess, to the Giants level last week. But they went back and forth. Yeah, 13 targets, man. That's crazy. Yet to break the century mark on receiving yards, but I don't hate what he's doing. And then he gets to see Washington this coming week and in Miami behind them. Like, I'm looking forward to Quentin Johnston. And yes, he has finally made me a believer. He is not a who am I looking for? Christian Kirk in my life, and Crooked Commish will vouch for me. I hate Christian Kirk with a passion. Why? I don't know. Just never liked him. Right out of college, hated him. And he has done me no disservice, but just not a fan. Can't hate on that. But yeah, I'm coming around on Quentin Johnston. I am.
The only thing that will be interesting is if they start employing Hampton more. Because I mean, last week he was running everywhere, and they still decided to let Herbert just keep tossing the ball around. And that finally that D line for the Giants finally showed up. So I mean, Herbert did not look like the Herbert for MVP that he's been for the first month, and that was interesting. Of why they just let Hampton keep on eating.
Well, the answer to that is more so the injuries on offense than anything else. Your offensive line, Chargers offensive line, have some holes now.
They lost Joe pretty quick.
Yeah, and they're gonna wind up suffering because of it. I still think that they are playoff contenders, but I don't think that they have the Super Bowl potential that I thought they did from that first couple of weeks. But we will see. I love it for fantasy, however, because if the defense can give up some points, and the offense can struggle a little bit, yet take shots at downfield, it helps all my Herbert shares. And I know Omari Hampton's going to get the ball at least 15 touches a game. And with 12 touches on the ground, he had over 128 yards and a touchdown.
Exactly.
So I'm happy.
That's why I bring it up, because the offensive line is definitely in flux now. And they came out and just kind of deployed Herbert and just throwing the ball all over the place. And he was looking great, but you start losing your bookends on both sides, that left tackle and that right tackle. I'm just curious on how long they're going to allow to run around and still throw the ball around and 25, 30, 35 times. And if they don't just kind of change the philosophy a little bit and just kind of get Hampton more involved for kind of protect Herbert.
Yeah, no, I agree. I hopefully he stays upright, because we do have a lot of quarterbacks already out.
Including mine, yes.
Yeah, right. And Crooked wanted to know, Joe Flacco will be getting benched. We talked about it a little earlier. In deeper leagues, maybe 2 quarterback leagues, is Dylan Gabriel any kind of an option? No. Quick answer. Nah. Don't do it to yourself. I don't believe in it. I think the Flacco benching was just, it's time. Like, the guy was throwing ducks. He wasn't throwing ducks 2-3 years ago. Even last year, he wasn't throwing ducks. And I think it's more so Cleveland throwing in the towel and saying, hey, our season is pretty much over. They lost Cedric Tillman. Joe Flacco's not doing his job. They try to spread the ball around, but it really didn't work out. I think, once again, it's an offensive line issue. And they don't have a true alpha in the wide receiver room anyway. Like, Jerry Jeudy never did me anything great. I'm sorry, but not sorry.
No, he was never a great receiver in Denver, which was interesting that you got a big contract in Cleveland like that, and to be the number one, but I think he was a low number 2 at best in Denver the whole time he was there. So, I mean, he had one good game last year. I guess it was against the Broncos. Blew up, but other than that, I think that was majority because his receiving season was one game.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Like, the ups and flows of some players, especially in the wide receiver room, everything has to come together. Even great players like Jamar Chase, like we talked about earlier, they can wither away with bad quarterback play. It's just true.
Yeah, you can have all the planning and horses and everybody ready to go, but when that QB goes down and you don't have literally the most important position in football right now is the backup QB.
Yeah,
and that's if you don't
get
a backup QB, you're in trouble.
And in fantasy season, when you play in a 2 QB league, maybe Dylan Gabriel is available on waivers in redraft. However, he is not available he should not be available in any of your dynasty leagues that is a super flex league. Maybe a 1 QB league, he's out there, but for sure not in super flex. I can vouch for it.
Yeah. I know.
I don't think, I mean, maybe it's not the year of the QB. Maybe it's the year of the running back. We finally saw Ashton Genty do his thing. We saw Quinshon Judkins doing his thing. We saw J.K. Dobbins doing his thing. Who's next? We even saw Kenny Gainwell. We talked about Kenny Gainwell.
I'll be somebody on my roster.
Who's the next big breakout running back? Can you plant your flag in anyone?
Honestly, that's a good question. I mean, there's any of these new kids coming out, they kind of got someone ahead of them. Like, the only one I could see that kind of got a clear path and probably keep their job now is when Aaron Jones comes back, is in Minnesota with Jordan Mason. I think he's probably the only one. Even if everybody's healthy, he's going to keep his job. He's going to be the bell cow and definitely keep a lot of those goal line opportunities and things like that. And if Aaron Jones, whenever he does come back, will just be that switch up, third down kind of out the backfield type of back. But
I
Better
agree
than
with
anybody
you.
young like that, I can't think of no one else.
No one, not really any young.
Yes.
I mean, the guy that comes to mind that like is a smash play, but obviously he's owned in like every single league is James Cook. Like they
Oh
just keep
yeah.
feeding him the ball. I'm so excited about it. But like we know
Me
he's
too.
capable of doing that. And Crooked says Cam Scattaboo, which I appreciate and I'm all about it. And
It's a good
I
name.
do think he beats out Tyrone Tracy for the majority snap share when Tracy comes back. If he comes back healthy enough, he's already doing it with Devin Singletary, and Devin Singletary will go to rot. Like they drafted Cam Scattaboo because he's a playmaker. Like, and he's got the dog in him, or for this show, it's the bear in him. So like he really is. He's like a little white bear running around the backfield. Like he will mess you
I,
up
I definitely liked him in college, but
for
I guess that
sure.
goes back to see how well Jackson Dart does as a QB because I mean it's all comes to opportunity, and if you're getting a bunch of 3-and-outs, he might not have a whole lot of opportunity to be actual productive. I mean, not like in a big scale, like have like 20, 25 carries for like 140 and 2 touchdowns. Unless it's one of those games where he's just absolutely taking over, and it doesn't matter what Jackson Dart does.
I think it this week, if it was going to happen any week where Cam Scattaboo was going to take over, it's this week against the Saints. He could definitely do it.
I hope
Like,
not because I got the same excuses.
oh no. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess. Like, I mean, the New Orleans Saints, they're giving up 25 fantasy points per game on average to the running back position. I don't see
True.
where it doesn't happen for my man's Cam Scattaboo. All right. He could break tackles. He had one of the highest tackle breaking rates in college. It has continued here in the NFL. He just seems like a pinball where he's just bouncing off of everybody into the second level of the defense. And it gets even better. You know why? Because he has great hands. And he's
Yeah.
buddy with Jackson Dart. They spent the summer together, training camp, bunking together, telling campfire stories.
It doesn't hurt that he's a psychopath.
Hey,
Like,
he's crazy, dude. He's got that. Maybe something's loose, but hey, I like it because it gives him an
I
edge.
like it too. I have no problem that he's a paste eater. I mean, go out there and knock someone's head off.
He's great, and I love him. I said a lot about him on the show on Sunday, and I will continue to say things about him this week on my show. You can come check me out. I know we're going to get out of here shortly, but yeah, Cam Scattaboo, that's my guy. It's probably my next jersey that I own. Yeah,
Nice.
Crooked, welcome
Speaking
back.
of your show, Coach, thank you.
I hijacked your
But
show.
speaking of your show, no, like I said, I appreciate you coming in here and being the substitute tilter, like I kind of am with your league as well.
100%.
So, and helping me deal with my issues.
I sensed that you had some kind of need for me to come on, even though it was late for me. I've been working all day. I enjoy this stuff, and I always appreciate it. And like you said, you can come check me out on the Tilt is Real every Sunday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Get your start sit questions, trading advice, whatever else. We do some betting odds there. I wouldn't bet on all of them, but we do talk about that. Juan talks about DFS. We're here every Sunday throughout the regular season, except after week 17. And like, subscribe on the Tilt is Real on YouTube page. Come see us. Check us out.
Sounds good, brother.
Awesome.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
Mal, thank you for coming on, dude. Like I said, I really do appreciate it. The Mal from the Bay appreciates it as well. Mal, do you have any last closing words before we sign off here at the Clubhouse?
No, just do what I always say and don't try to follow my own advice. And with these damn freaking European games, like, do the best you can to make sure you don't have someone in your starting lineup that's not going to play. That's the best advice I could give you. I try to follow my own damn self this week.
You can slap your own damn self. You're right.
I
Follow your own advice. That's the best advice.
Believe me, I already did. Yeah, it was a
Well,
rough
guys,
one.
like I said, I appreciate you guys checking us out. Please subscribe to us if you haven't already. We're on our goal is to get 1,400 subscribers by the end of the year, and we're about 50 subscribers away. So if you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe. Do us a solid. We'll be here every Wednesday for the Fantasy Football Hour here at the Clubhouse. Be safe out there. Be good out there. And on Sunday mornings, you need a sit question. You have one on your mind. Who do I put in the waiver? Check my guy out here. The Tilt is Real on Sunday mornings. They're up real early getting it started and stuff. So check them out.
way before European
Thank you guys
kickoff.
again. Like I said, be safe, be good out there. But if you can't be good,
you got to decide whether you're a wolf or a sheep.
Definitely a sheep this week.
Pack of wolves running.
Wolves every day, all day, every day. Maybe Bears.
This has been a Chicago Clubhouse Network production.